up, guys? It's your host, your boy, George Mackay, back again in studio pre-recorded. Do I got a good one? As you all know, anybody that's listened to the show, I'm a huge fan of tag team wrestling, and now I could say I have one of the best tag teams, in my opinion, of all fucking time here with me today. Please help me welcome the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows, Karl Anderson to Straight Talk Wrestling. How are you, gentlemen?
Oh man, good to have us. Good to be here.
Let me open a little kick out method. Hold on, a little kick out juice.
There you go.
There we go. Perfect. So, gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk Wrestling. I appreciate you guys coming on the show. We're going to talk a lot about you guys today. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm a huge fan of tag team wrestling. I find tag team wrestling to be the best type of wrestling in the business. It's very underrated in a lot of ways. And when you guys were in WWE, obviously, I felt that you were underutilized, much like FTR and all the other tag teams that kind of came out of there. But now you guys are in Impact, and Impact is one of my favorite promotions. And they have quite the tag team roster, especially after Slammiversary. They introduced a lot of teams back into the fold, you guys being one of them. And just talk to me about that, man. Talk to me about the impact, I mean, everybody's heard the reasons why you guys chose to sign. I know it's because you wanted to work with New Japan. And obviously with the pandemic, that's probably slowed everything down. But is that still the plan over the next 2 years when the world kind of gets back to normal?
Oh, yeah, man, 100%. And, I mean, the only way you can describe the tag team division is stacked, bro. Motor City Machine Guns, us, the Fourth, Dez and Wentz, all these up-and-coming teams, the two XL brothers, Larry D, AC Romero. I mean, there's a lot of great tag teams. And what's beautiful about Impact Wrestling and our brothered out bosses that we love there so much, D'Amore and Don, is that they love tag team wrestling as well. So there's a place for it to really flourish again. I think it's a great time for it. I think we have a great product. And I know for a fact, if you love tag team wrestling, that you're going to love Bound for Glory.
Yeah, man. I grew up a tag team fan too, like the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express. Fucking, you know, we don't give Demolition enough love. I think we love Demolition too. We never talk about it, right? But
yeah, no,
I love the Road Warriors. I mean, I remember I got in trouble with my dad when I was like 5, and I was supposed to go to the Omni in Atlanta, and my dad said, "We're not going to go watch the Road Warriors tonight, man." And I said, "Man, I was 5 years old in kindergarten. I said, I am so sorry. Please." He said, "We'll take a nap and maybe we'll think about it." And like and the Road Warriors were on my mind, and like, you know, being able to go to Impact now and have the freedom that we wanted to have, because I mean, WWE was awesome, and we had some good times there. Made a lot of good friends that, well, don't really ever text me anymore. So I wonder if we're. I thought the WWE guys were family, man, and then like you don't hear from any of them. Go, huh? What happened?
Well, you hear from a certain few, and then when you do something cool, you hear from the.
Yeah. No, but being a part of Impact, like Scott D'Amore's been our boy for a long time. And the day that we got released, April 15th, like Scott reached out right away and said, "I know this is a crazy day, but when you guys are ready to talk business, I mean, let's talk business." And we talked business immediately, to the point where nobody else was even given really a chance to even attempt to sign us. So Impact came strong, came hard, came good, and like they deserve our 100%, and like we're going to give it to them.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everything from the Slammiversary appearance. Slammiversary was a huge success. We got to see a lot of WWE guys come over with you. A lot of guys come back home, like Eric Young and EC3. They came back home, which was great. And then seeing you guys, like, I geeked out hard when I saw you guys and I saw the Motor City Machine Guns, because even though I knew you guys were coming, it was all over the Twitterverse all day. All the Good Brothers are on their way. Yeah, the countdown was not a surprise, but still to see you guys at an Impact ring was fantastic. I was like, they look great. They look healthy. They look just like they're ready to kick everybody's ass. So now the burning question. The belts are not on you yet, but I'm sure that's a matter of time. That is a matter of time. That's a fact. And I'm calling out the Motor City Machine Guns right now. I'm calling out the North. I'm putting the whole division on notice. Yeah. Is there works? I mean, I know you can't talk a lot about behind the scenes, and I respect that. But as a wrestling fan and somebody who brings the news to the masses, is there a storyline upcoming that you guys can kind of share to let us know? I mean, this is going to drop just after the Canadian Thanksgiving. The real Thanksgiving. Sorry, had to take a shot there. It is the real Thanksgiving, October. It happened.
Are you in Canada?
I am. I'm in Toronto.
Oh, we used to not. Sorry to get off subject here, but we used to not always love going into Canada because it was always trouble trying to get into the customs used to drive you fucking crazy, and then trying to figure out certain innuendos. But I have to be honest, the years of traveling with WWE got us into Montreal. We had found an awesome Yakinika, or a Korean barbecue, shabu place, or hot pot. We have a love for the spot in Toronto that we always stayed at and around the Toronto airport there. And so now I actually the Winnipeg airport, you just walk right across to the Marriott. Yeah. I know about Canada now, and so I love and respect Canada a lot now. And I used to not, man. But I need to get that out there now. I actually I miss Canada. And who'd ever thought I would say that? But
well, we miss the Good Brothers too. And when the borders open up, we know you're going to come here because Impact is a regular over here all the time.
I cannot wait. I legit can't wait, dude. I think us being involved in the tag team titles, I think that's obviously is inevitable, and just guaranteed, right? But yeah, one thing that we wanted to make sure, like I think that we want everybody to know that we want to be singles wrestlers too. We always want to be around each other, but like my main goal now is to fucking show everybody what the fuck they missed out on, because I want to be the Impact Heavyweight Champion. I want to be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Like that's my main goal right now. Don't get me wrong. I want to slide every tag team title in wherever we can go. And I like working tag teams with Big LG because he's my big guy that can beat the shit out of anybody and help me. And I like to rest and watch him work on the apron too. It's like I enjoy tag team wrestling. And I always want us to be together. When I say when I want to be the heavyweight champion, I want Gallows to be there with me. And I know he wants to be a heavyweight champion. So no matter what, I just want us to be involved in the main storylines, and I want us to be having a good time. And I think that right now, this is probably the happiest I've been in wrestling, besides when Bullet Club was running hot, which I even saw my Bullet Club shirt I had to throw on. But when Bullet Club was running hot, and my whole time in New Japan, and when we first showed up in WWE, and when we got hooked up with the OC with AJ, that was some fun times. Like right now is close to probably the funnest, the most fun I've ever had, besides talking Shopomania.
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. To answer your question, Karl did a great job. We both have big aspirations as singles wrestlers. We feel like we got something to prove there, but keep watching over these next weeks leading into Bound for Glory, and I think you'll be happy with where everything's headed storyline wise and all of that. There's a lot of good shit coming up. Singles and going to involve.
And right now, like can you see that?
Yep.
All right, good. Yeah, Young Buck Matt still messages, so we're still tight, guys. We're back. We're not in a battle. We text each other all day.
That's a straight talk
all day,
exclusive. Straight talk exclusive.
Straight talk exclusive, baby.
Didn't hear Talking Shop with the Young Bucks last week. You should give that a. What do we have tomorrow? We got another tag team dropping tomorrow. We got
Well, that's today, buddy. It dropped today.
Today's Sunday. Yeah.
Yep. Well, that was whenever this drops. Whenever this drops, anyway, Talking Shop podcast is just rocking. We had Hawkins and Ryder, Broski and Brian Myers and Matt Cardona.
Wow.
Can't get used to those names yet, man. But.
No, I can't. It's hard to say it without even for me. I'm like, I tried to message him. I'm like, yo, Matt, would you come on the show? And his agent was like, right now we're a little bit crazy. I was like, damn, that sucks. He actually put the word hard pass. And I get it. I don't have the street cred. I don't have the credibility that the Gallows and Anderson do, but I will one day. Maybe you could slide into the Young Bucks DMs for me after and say, "Yo, this guy's legit. He's good."
We'll slide in for you, but I can tell you they don't like doing podcasts either. So.
Fair enough. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for what you guys said about the next couple of weeks, storyline wise, leading into Bound for Glory. And I gotta ask because they're the North. They're Canadians. They held down the Impact Championships for the longest reign. One of the longest reigns. I'm a good friend of Josh Alexander. Him and I speak all the time. And Ethan Page as well. He's a really, really great guy. If the tag team titles aren't in the picture right away, is there any grudge storylines that'll be coming up? Like, I mean, I think you guys and obviously the North would match up well. And then if you were to split singles, where would you target first? I mean, obviously, Karl, you mentioned, heavyweight champion. I'm sure, Luke, that's the same thing for you. But is there any kind of people in the Impact roster, because it's such a stacked roster, is there anybody that you're looking forward to working with right out the gate, whether it be for gold or not?
We had our eyes on the North right away as far as tag teams go, because I agree with you. I think it matches up great. I think they're a great Impact tag team that haven't got that other exposure yet, but I know that it's coming. I know we have our eyes on Impact. But, I mean, ever since we started negotiating, Karl's been saying he wants to be the World Heavyweight Champion. I feel the same way. Eric Young is a performer with so much depth, a guy who can do anything as far as character-wise, on the microphone, in the ring. I mean, you know, Eric's the heavyweight champion of my own home promotion, Lariato Pro Wrestling in Georgia, just because I wanted a guy like that on the shows, and then he showed up the first night in and wins the title. So, you know, a guy like that, you love to have an opportunity to get in there with, and it's nice to see him on a platform where he can really show what he can do and how good he really is, because, you know, that was another huge mistake. I know he said it publicly that WWE made by not giving Eric Young a run. How do you not do that? I think that there's definitely something there.
Yeah, I think that was a massive mistake to let EY just fade off into darkness. Yeah, which is, it's a plus. It's positive for us though, so I'm glad he's here. But you know, the North is somebody that I wanted to know about, because I saw them, like, I don't get into lists of who the best is and best that stuff, because it doesn't really bother me. But this list popped up on Instagram, I think a year ago or whatever, and it said somebody was the best, and then like number 4 was like the North or something, and like Gallows and Anderson were like 5. And I remember I looked up and I said, who the fuck is the North? Who the fuck is the North? And it wasn't because, like, and not disrespectfully, but like when you're in the WWE, you're in this bubble that you don't even pay attention to other shit, man. You don't even know what's going on, because that schedule is such a grind. So then from that moment on, I looked them up, and I was like, all right. Then I was like, oh, these guys are pretty fucking good. And then I met them, and I realized they're both actually like 2 good human beings, which is really pretty cool, you know, because like, sometimes in a business full of Gallows and Andersons. But like they're two good brothers that I want to help them get, like, because I know that we're lucky enough to have a nice name, to have names and come into Impact and be who we are. I want to uplift them up and have people see how good these guys are and how good Impact can be. And like they're definitely somebody I want to have a big, strong grudge match with. And like Eric Young, and I want to work with Eddie Edwards too. I never had a chance, and I always thought he was really, really, really fucking good.
Yeah, Eddie Edwards is very underrated. I find the Impact roster itself is underrated. It's been this quiet kept secret for a couple of years, and now it's starting to explode, and people are starting to pay attention, which they should have been paying attention a long time ago. I mean, I was faithful to Impact through the dark days, through the TNA days, through all the fucked up shit that was going on over there with Dixie Carter and all that stuff. And then, you know, Scott D'Amore, Gail Kim, they kind of came in, they breathed new life. They did it slow, they did it proper, they did this, and now this train is rolling. And Slammiversary was hands down probably my favorite pay-per-view of this year. And that's not saying anything, but it's the truth. Yeah. Every match was a fucking barn burner. Every match was something to be remembered. And the price point you can't beat. I mean, $39.99 on Fight TV. Yeah. What the hell? That's fucking incredible. As opposed to the other guys, you know, not naming any names, $79.99 for certain individuals, right. You know, this and that. And I understand the rosters are incredible, but Impact is no slouch. Impact needs to be recognized. I've always put Impact in the top 3 of the wrestling world. For me, for the longest time, it was WWE and ROH changing 1 and 2, because AEW wasn't around at the time. And I had to say Impact was always a strong third for me. It was always there for me in the background. And the fact that it's put a lot of Canadian talent on the map, it's a promotion I can get 150% behind.
Yeah, there were some, like you said, there were some dark days, or I mean, whatever it was, but it like disappeared from, you know, mainstream-ish, like, you know, losing the Spike TV deal was, and going to Pop and Destination America or whatever. But like now they own their own television channel. Like it ain't going anywhere. Like Impact's going to be on TV. Yeah. And that I can't explain how or put over how well Scott D'Amore like basically runs that place, man. Like, and he's hands-on. He's a smart guy that might not get the credit that he like fully deserves, because man, this guy, he knows this business in and out, dude. And like you realize that he's been around for so long, and like he knows these guys like Edge and Christian, and I mean he came up with those guys, and he's a smart business dude, man. And like Ed Norholm is he's helped, like he's the one ready, he's the one writing the checks, you know, he's the one that's signing these guys, he's the one approving everything and letting Scott take the wheel and run with it. It's been it's fucking great.
I've talked to Scott 3 times since I got up this
morning.
Yeah, company
working business constant.
We're working on so much shit all the time, and like that, them putting the hat on Impact, that was another reason we went. They put together a hell of a deal for us. They really did. But to give us the freedom to do Talking Shop Mania and then to advertise it on their television show, that's unprecedented to us. I can say that because this podcast is going to drop in October the 20th. You're going to see the first episode of Good Brothers Full Keg drop on on Access TV. That's going to be our show. And
Heck,
if it does well, you're going to see a lot more of that kind of shit. And
I'm sure it's going to do well. Don't even say that. It's going to be a
I mean,
smack.
I feel like it's
I
yeah.
think
You're being humble for an arrogant guy.
I know.
I didn't say anything.
What?
I didn't say anything. I did not say
Confident guy.
Oh,
Guy.
there we go.
Much TV this morning. I'm too humble. It's going to be fucking awesome. Of course it is. But you know, them supporting all this shit. You know, we dropped our whiskey, Talking Shop bourbon out. We got wine. The wives got the wine out, and we're all this steam rolling into Talking Shop Mania 2 and Bound for Glory, and to have our brand behind us and to be co-promoting instead of just be spokes on a wheel, which is never the kind of guys that we were. That's why we were, what do you call it? We were square pegs in a round hole in WWE, because there's more to offer from us than just, hey, we're a good tag team on your roster. Hell no, we're a brand on your roster. And they recognize that, and we recognize that they were going to attach their wagon to it, and it's a happy marriage, man. It's really good.
Well, you mentioned bourbon, and I got to say, I'm a bourbon guy. Bullet bourbon, that's my jam. I love it. It's one of my favorites. So, I mean, you know, you guys have my email. I could easily email you my address, and you could send,
I love it.
Oh yeah,
send your boy in Canada
we'll-
a bottle of bourbon. I would rock that shit all day long. All day
we'll hook you up, man. We'll hook you up. You know, I want to get into this whiskey. I want to get into whiskey tasting and smelling and relaxing, and like, I'm just not real good at that, because I'll start fucking shooting it back, and then my wife's like, "You can't drink fucking whiskey anymore, dog," and because I end up being a fucking weirdo.
Our Chardonnay, I tried it for the first time last night, and it is on point. I'm not even a Chardonnay. Then we went down here. We're up here in the North Georgia mountains. We went down to this winery across from Beth's parents' neighborhood, and you drink wine by the river, and they bring all this different wine.
It
It
was incredible.
So we're sitting there drinking the wine, and all I was thinking was, our Cabernet is better than any of this stuff we're trying. And I know this is more expensive than what our price point's going to be. So look out for that Talking Shop wine. I'm not bullshitting. It is good stuff.
I know my wife, she said when we're done doing this, she's like, "Hey, the place up the street's serving bottomless mimosas." And I was like, I mean,
well, I guess we should go.
All right.
You know what? I want to ask that question too, because I'm a humble family man. I'm also a proud girl dad. I got two beautiful daughters that are the loves of my life. My 4-year-old, who can put anybody in an armbar and almost make them tap out. She's done that to me a few times, and she's only 4. I'm training her well, gentlemen. You will see her in Impact Wrestling very, very soon, and she'll be tearing it up with the boys and the girls.
Nice.
And my 10-year-old, I call her the mini host. She does these little things called 5 questions with the mini host. If you guys check out the YouTube page, maybe you like it. Maybe you can come back and do one of those with her. She would absolutely love it. She's a fan of yours as well.
100%.
But how's the family dynamic now not being on the WWE schedule? Because it's not a secret. We can talk about it. Everybody knows the schedule is absolutely insane. I mean, right now with the pandemic, it was non-existent for sure. Everything was kept localized in obviously Florida. But how was the grind before then to the schedule that you're on with Impact now? It has to be a lot more de-stressful.
You know, yeah, go ahead, Gallows. Well, I mean, I'll get this out quickly. And when the pandemic hit, and all of a sudden I just was home, right? And like, we hadn't been home like that in a decade or whatever it was. And like, I was kind of having issues with it. Like, I didn't know even how to be home like this amount of time, right? Then when then we ended up leaving the WWE, and like, this schedule now my kids have never been around me this much, to the point like they don't want me to leave, and I I have a 2-year-old that knows me better than any of my other kids knew me when they were those ages, because I was in Japan for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks. And then the WWE schedule was such a grind. But no matter what, with WWE, the cool thing was we went home every week. So you're home at least 2 days a week. So the kids I got to know my kids exponentially better coming to America, even though the WWE schedule was a grind. But being in Japan was, as much as we were, was fucking, that wasn't a good family life. That was fucking really hard. But this schedule with Impact is, the pandemic hitting, the Impact schedule, man, my family, this is the most I've been around. I think they like it better, but I think sometimes they want to kind of like get me the fuck out of the house too. But I'm home all the time, bro. It's great.
It's different too. Like, I got married in December, and then the pandemic hits in March, and we bought a new house. So like, I was just home being a family man for months. And like he said, like, never done that before, but it was really good for us, because we figured out that we actually really do like each other and we get along great. So I've been enjoying it, and then once we got the release call or whatever, I turned into a businessman. I'm on the phone all freaking day, working all these deals and all these projects. We got a million things that we're working on.
He's too good of a businessman, and I don't know if that's even.
I'm home working like a businessman would do out of my dining room office all day long, but it's been great. It's been really good, and it's given us a chance to focus on shit we wouldn't have been able to do with WWE and all this side stuff you're coming out with the Good Brothers and the Talking Shop brand. I'd say we're more excited than ever, and we're going to get to go back to Japan eventually once the world's fully open for us to do it, and it's going to be a lighter schedule over there, and it's going to be dare I say, heavily impactful, because I would like nothing more, and I know I can speak for Karl on this too. We want to see an Impact Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling full-blown marriage, cross-promotion, everything. If there's any way to make that happen, we're going to try to help it happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. And also, it gave you time to be on the #2 podcast next to the Top of Chop podcast, which is #1. It gave you a chance to be on the Straight Talk Wrestling podcast. You see that guy? You see how I did the marriage there perfectly?
Well, your podcast is worlds better than ours.
Shucks, you're gonna make me blush, bro.
We're just so stupid sometimes. We get decent numbers, I guess.
You know what? Honestly, when I started this thing 2 years ago, it wouldn't have been in my wildest dreams to literally be sitting down talking to one of my favorite tag teams. And even this morning, like I woke up, I looked over at my wife and I just kind of smacked her on the forehead like the V8 style. I'm like, babe, guess what? I'm gonna interview Gallows and Anderson today. She's like, yeah, I know. And if you do that to me at 7:30 again, I'm gonna smack the crap out of you. And I like it. I like it when she gets rough like that. But I had to be focused. I had to be on schedule. And honestly and truly, if it wasn't for my new sponsor, Ray Bernardo, Road Sport Chrysler, who actually helped put this whole deal together. Don't overpay, buy from Ray. That's his slogan. Perfect. And if it wasn't for him putting this deal together, I wouldn't be sitting down talking to you guys today. And honestly, I'm humbled, and I'm glad you guys are having a great time. And we still got about another 15 minutes to go. So I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm having a blast.
Great time, man.
Don't overpay. Buy from Ray. There's
we're guys that like us. If you like us, fuck, we're buddies. I promise.
All right, then you guys got to make a promise right now. I usually ask us at the end of the interview, but you guys got to make a promise right now. I follow you across every platform.
Yeah.
Every platform.
Well,
so I need you guys to do me a favor when we hang up and you get back to finishing your can and maybe going out for those mimosas. And my boy Gallows there goes back and has a little bit more Chardonnay and gets ready to send me a bottle of that bourbon, which I will send you my address.
Oh, yeah, we got you on that. Don't worry.
You guys follow me.
Yeah.
Don't worry. What is it? Straight Talk?
Straight Talk Wrestling on Instagram and on Facebook. I mean, Facebook's old as fuck, but if you're on Facebook there, and it's also underscore Straight Talk on Twitter, which would be awesome.
Got you right there, brother. We are following you on Instagram, my man.
Straight Talk Wrestling or Straight Talk?
Straight Talk Wrestling. Straight Talk Wrestling. This is huge. This has never happened before. This is another Straight Talk exclusive. I'm getting the
Insta and Twitter. You are followed, my man.
Oh, now, Twitter.
We'll put a little Instagram story out to get some promotion for you.
I would appreciate that so much. And obviously, you guys know now you are officially part of the Straight Talk family. I mean, you got my Zoom, I've got yours. Anytime you want to come back, gentlemen, I would absolutely love to have you.
Let's do it. Hey, if you want to come on,
Talk
and Shop sometime, bro. You want to come? Yes, one of the babies, the 2-year-old.
I would love to come on Talk and Shop. I would absolutely love
that. My hot Asian wife voyeuring on us.
Oh,
being a voyeur.
Hello, Madam Anderson. How are you?
She just ran off.
Just ran.
Yeah, we'll have you on Talking Shop sometime, man. You can pour your bourbon, and we'll have some red wine. I'll have some red wine. Gallows can make a high boot cocktail, which is a lot of vodka, diet anything, splash citrus. We'll have a good time. You'll probably make the podcast better. With us, we just talk about whacking off and drinking and stupid shit.
I haven't talked over anybody. I haven't belched. I haven't farted. Not stoned. I mean, I'm doing great on this podcast compared to how I am on ours.
Honestly, the fact that we're all keeping our bodily functions in on a long Saturday night, it's a good day. It's a good day.
We got it.
Gentlemen, another question to go, which we never really talked about, was the singles runs, if they ever happen. And I mean, obviously that marriage between New Japan and Impact, that just sounds like a wrestling fan's dream. I'm not going to lie. I may have to go upstairs and change my underwear after that because that was just hella fucking cool.
It's our fans' dream too, man. We're still fans of this shit. And I know for a fact if that comes to fruition in any way, shape, or form, it's going to do nothing but be a huge bonus for every wrestling fan, man. I mean, I think that there's so much to that.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. Absolutely. 150%. I could not agree with you more. But the singles runs an Impact. I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are, because I'm a big fan of women's wrestling. I'm a big fan of the intergender wrestling. And even though she's no longer there, the former Impact champion obviously was Tessa Blanchard. Obviously, around Slammiversary, things happened. I'm not even going to get into it. I don't even really know the full story.
Yep.
There's so much crap on the internet. But if there was an opportunity to do intergender tag team and intergender anything, singles runs at Impact, would you gentlemen be opposed to doing that? Or because that's something that we never really see too much of. We see it here and there, but it's always in a joking fashion. I'm talking about real fights, just the way Impact did it when they set Tessa up on that amazing run.
So go ahead, Gallows.
We called each other when we knew we were signing there, and we didn't know anything about the business side with Tessa. And I said, I think I need to powerbomb her, and then you need to pin her 1, 2, 3 and be the champion.
Yeah. Well, I said, I hope Tessa, but I think, he called me that, and I said, well, I hope Tessa's ready to go into a feud with me, because I want that fucking championship. And that was not even a promo. That was talking to my buddy. So like, yeah, I was ready. I was completely prepared to go into a feud with that. I just as long as Impact doesn't hire Ronda, because like she could beat the fuck out. Like she could legitimately beat the fuck out of me. So I don't want to fight Ronda, and I don't want to fight Asuka. They will fuck me up. Well, yeah, of course, that'd be great, fun as hell. But think how good of a match it would be. Like Asuka, dude, Asuka can go with anybody, and like you watch her, dude. So anyway, that's different. But the Impact girls, like I'm freshening up to these girls now, right? So like Tasha Steelz, I think is really cool, man. How much charisma that this female has is unbelievable. Anytime I hear their music hit, and I see her like dancing down to the ring, like, and it's like, but it's captivating. I think she's got a bright future too, man. The whole Impact as a whole has been awesome, and I'm excited for people to start seeing it now. And I think, like, I was getting text messages during Slammiversary from like really big names in the business that were sitting down and watching Slammiversary. They bought Slammiversary, like top guys in the business that. So now there's eyes on Impact right now, and so the eyes that can come on and see this female division, and if they want to start booking intergender matches, fuck yeah, baby, let's do it. Just as long as they're ready to eat a magic killer or a gun stun.
I don't think anybody's ever ready for the Magic Killer. I've seen it 50,000 times, and I'm still not ready for the Magic Killer. The Magic Killer, to me, is hands down one of the most devastating finishers. And again, that's not kissing your ass. That's from a fan's perspective. How you guys do it and how people look after it's done, they look like they've been hit by a train after having a hangover moment, after standing on a roof for 3 days, waiting for their friends to come and fucking save them. That's what they look like. It looks like a rough go. It really does.
It's the only thing that we protected throughout our run. So like nobody's ever kicked out of it or anything. So
that's true.
Like we gave it to John Cena on the ramp, and he bruised up his ass and everything from it. So like it is a painful move, and it's cool, and it's got a cool name to it. I got to give credit to Giant Bernard though, or Matt Bloom from A Train, because he's the one that he was using it with Tomko in Japan, and then Tomko left, and then I came in as his partner, and we just kept continuing the tradition. And so he handed it to me, allowed me to pass it on to Gallows, and now it's just mine. So
yep. And now
ours.
Now you're going to have to pay a royalty because Karl Bloom's going to come looking for you. I heard that's Matt Bloom's representative.
Yeah.
There we go.
Karl Bloom.
So, Doc, sorry to interject there too. What's your thoughts on the intergender side of stuff? Are you game if that ever comes to fruition? Because, like I said, I'm a big fan of women's wrestling, and the Knockouts division is hands down one of the strongest women's division in the game today. Honorable mention right there. I can see you having a great match with you specifically, either one of you, Jordan Grace. I mean,
yes.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that was, that's why I answered it first, because we did have that conversation. Non-storyline, non-pitching it to the boss, nothing. But as soon as we knew we were signing, we're on the phone going, we got to go after Tessa for sure.
Yeah,
I'm full blown in. I'm not going to say no to fighting anybody ever.
And like Deanna, right? She comes in from getting released, dude. It's time for her to shine now too. Like she can go, dude. And so like, yeah, she can go, and I'm glad she's getting an opportunity now.
Hell yeah, man. When she won the gold, I was like, yo, this is fantastic. And just
Yeah.
like everything. But I'm always curious about this with singles runs because you guys did say you wanted to stay as a team. And it's been very hard when tag teams do go on singles runs for them to stay friends. It's just unavoidable in a storyline. They will meet. If it's Shawn Michaels kicking Marty Jannetty through the window of the barbershop, or if it's just, let's separate, let's find our voices, and then let's come back together. If it ever came down to it and the storyline was pitched, where it was Gallows versus Anderson. And I know maybe it might have happened somewhere along the line before, but I never found any research to back that up. But if this ever went down, how would we work it in a storyline? Like, let's just talk about it. It's three of us shooting the shit right now. How would we work that into a storyline?
I think it would give time to take out all the frustration that's mounted up in his body of all the things I put over the years, and he would probably love it. Like whenever Harry Smith and Lance had a match in I think it was either the New Japan Cup or the G1 in Japan. And although friends, you could really tell that they were loving beating the shit out of each other because of all they'd gone.
We've got a pretty good storyline that I've told him before, and we've talked about that. I know, and I think it would work the best in Japan. But yes, we could have some really, really good shit, and I think it would probably work best in Japan. That then we could then bring that back into Impact once it happens. And I think Impact. I just don't think right now is a time for the Good Brothers to start fucking beating each other up or. No. I think the storyline just doesn't make sense sometimes. Like right when Devon and Bubba tried to break up, it just didn't work, man. And like sometimes it just doesn't. Shit just doesn't work right. And so I think. And I'm not saying that Bubba and Devon weren't great singles guys, because obviously Bubba went on and fucking killed, was amazing with the championship. It's just people want to see us together right now. But when the time is right, I promise we got a hell of a storyline. Gallows beats the fuck out of me for a year. And he beats me every single time for a year. Every single time he whoops my fucking ass until the Tokyo Dome. And then we have a fucking big blow off the Tokyo Dome where I might slip one in on him.
Gun stun, baby boy. But if you're dying to see Gallows versus Anderson right now, you're not going to see it right now, but you can see two guys who look like him in a ball for a ball match, live on pay-per-view, Friday, November the 13th, 10 p.m. Also available on Fight TV. The rematch from Sex Ferguson, Chad Too Bad, Boner Yard match coming to
Talk exclusive.
You're going to see it, a ball for a ball match, which makes nuts removed.
Yeah, that means testicle for testicle.
Testicle for testicle. All these Straight Talk exclusives today, man. This is insane. Yeah. We dropped about the bourbon. I'm going to be on Talking Shop. And I promise you guys, when we hang up this, I'm going to send an email right away and say, yo, gentlemen, here's my address. Send me that bourbon and let me know the dates for Talking Shop, because I'm all about it. I would love to get back on a show with you guys. Before we wrap it up, because this has been fantastic, and thank you guys so much for the time that you've given today. If anybody's stupid enough and retarded enough not to be following you,
the R-bomb
is horrible, is retarded, and all of my Straight Talk faithful, that's what I call my fan base, established 2017.
Love it.
When they want to follow you, where can they find both of you fantastic human beings?
Well, I know that.
Yeah, go ahead, Big LG.
Hot Karl is at Machine Gun KA across all social media platforms. Tune in to him on Friday evenings when he gets some of that bitter serum in there. You'll get some real Straight Talk exclusives. My social media is at @the_Big LG. Our Pro Wrestling Tees link is gallowsandanderson.com. You can get all our Pro Wrestling Tees stuff over there. Also, all kinds of great Talking Shop Mania merch available at collarandelbowbrand.com. Promo code HOOT. And also breakneckgear.com is coming out with a whole new line of stuff for us. So be on the lookout for all of that. Of course, as always, shopimpact.com. Guys, thank you so much for being a fan of us. If you're not listening to the worst podcast ever, Talking Shop, rate, listen, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And for the love of God, buy Talking Shop Mania 2 so we can have Talking Shop Mania 3. I have to force
Fuck.
Gentlemen, this has been an absolute honor. I wish we could talk for another 3 hours. I really do. It's been an amazing conversation. I've had a blast.
Next time we're in Toronto, we'll meet at that Hooters by the airport and have a couple.
Absolutely. Done. I'm there. I'm already there. I'll go reserve the table right now so we can have it when the pandemic's over in like another
Perfect.
100%. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on Straight Talk Wrestling today. As always, like I said, you are now officially members of the Straight Talk family. Anytime you want to come back, please, 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 absolutely would love to have you. And as always, guys, you know my social medias at Straight Talk Wrestling at Instagram and Facebook, and _ at Straight Talk on Twitter. And also, I have a Pro Wrestling Tees link as well, Straight Talk Wrestling. Grab my merch, support, support, support. And gentlemen, thank you guys so much today. It was an absolute honor.
Dude, thanks for having us. It was fun, man. Appreciate you.
All right. All right, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to follow the socials because you're going to find out who next week's guest is. And I'm not going to tell you if Karl and Luke want to know, then I'll tell them because they're awesome. This episode drops, obviously, after Thanksgiving in Canada, the real Thanksgiving. Gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will talk to you very, very soon.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate you, babe.
Peace out, guys. Later.
Thanks, my man.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Tune in next week for another episode on Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. Also follow us on Facebook at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, and on Twitter at _Straight Talk. And for all our merchandise, you can search us on ProWrestlingTees.com.